Yeah, thanks for having me. Obviously, there's no easy answer to these questions. Even though the market is not completely surprised by a deflationary number that is coming out, because the deflationary pressure on the upstream has been lingering around for well over a year now. So, the upstream pressure is now being passed to downstream. Just now, you mentioned that the food price deflation, which is close to -6%, is mostly driven by pork price, right? So I think the pork cycle in China has become rather pronounced in this cycle, in the sense that in the past 2 years, because of the pig flu, the pig farmers were trying very hard to sort of restock the piglets. So as a result, 2 years later, you're seeing a substantial oversupply situation in the pork industry, and therefore a substantial deflationary pressure on pork price. And pork is about 1/4 of the Chinese CPI basket, and so it is having a huge influence on the CPI picture. So I think, but having said that, though, the Lunar New Year tend to be a strong season for pork demand, because people are having time off, getting together with the families, going to restaurants and all that. So it is still seeing close to -50% deflation in the pork price. So it's adding to the deflationary pressure. But then you're right, overall picture is not particularly rosy, and there's so much work needs to be done to rejuvenate the economy.
Right. What happened yesterday with the change of guard at the CSRE, the China Securities Regulator, do you think would be a step in that direction? Because if the market stabilized, there is a sense that would feed through in terms of investor confidence, and thereby feed through, into what consumers are feeling and businesses are feeling.
Yeah, I think if you look at the mainland market reaction today, it seems to be rather positive. The Shenzhen Composite is up strongly, and also the Chinese as well. If you look at the change of guards in the Chinese regulator, the CSRC, you will notice that almost every time in recent years, when they change the regulators, it tend to be the market's lowest point, right? So in 2016, for example, and once again 2018. So it's not necessarily a bad news for the market. I think regarding of the change of the personnel is because there have been complaints about the quant funds in the market that is stirring the pot, and also a lot of irregular activities going on. For example, major stakeholders in companies were able to lend out their shares to bypass the selling restriction to offload the shares to common shareholders. So it has been rather unfair for smaller investors. So I think the change of guards is trying to level the playing field.